Welcome back to another video. I want to present 3D Arena. So this will be a generative 3D leaderboard. How it will work, we're gonna see one image to the left. So this will be the 3D model. This is the input image and we're gonna see the output. And we need to vote which one is best. So we see over here the vertex count. We can also take a look at the wireframe of the mesh. And we're gonna see how those will be defined. So in this case, I consider that the one on the left will be better. Even though the texture is not that well defined, overall the mesh better represents this. And this is visible mainly within the wireframe. So we have a lot of wires just like within the reference over here. So I'm gonna vote for E in this case. Now we see that we need to be logged into Hugging Faces, so I will authorize this, and that will be added. Now we have the ice cream cone over here. Let's take a look at which one is better. If I'm gonna rotate this and this one as well, we're gonna see the vertex count. This will be higher, but keep in mind that a higher vertex count is not mostly important in order to highlight which is best. So let's take a look over here. If I'm gonna check that top of the cone, overall I think this will be better. Also how that pink area will be defined. We see it over here. If I'm gonna rotate, this will not be well aligned over there. So the one on the left will be better. Now this will go and swap the model and we can just vote, and afterwards we're gonna see the leaderboard in this case. Now we have a pair of sneakers over there, as we can see. The models are being loaded, so they are being drawn directly from those. And this is the output. We see the one over here. So over here clearly we have a winner. We have a large gap within the mesh, and this one is quite well defined, even though it doesn't have any, let's say, depth over here where we see the shoe ties. But still, B will be better in this case. Let's take a look at the following one. So we have a table. We see the vertex count, but let's take a look at the table. So this has 4 legs, this has 4 legs as well. But if I'm going to zoom in and I will pay more attention to the quality of the mesh, the one over here on the right will clearly be better. So I'm going to go with B in this case. Let's take a look at the following one. Over here again, B would be better. The other one had a lot. Okay, and we also saw over there some inputs regarding the software tools used over here. So we have the following hat over here. We see the vertex count. This is really high, considering that this is generative AI. Let's take a look at the mesh. So both models are quite well defined. Let's take a look overall at the symmetry and so on. It also had added this red element to the back. This one is set like this, so mostly for a hat. I'm gonna go with the one over here on the left, even though the vertex count for the other is higher. Also over here we have that section. This one is a lot clearer, so I'm gonna go with A in this case. And that was trellis, as we can see. So we're also gonna have an input. Over here we have the following. So we have some specular added. We have those 4 leaves. Over here we have more than 4, so already something different over here. So considering this, I will go with the one on the right, even though we see the vertex count. This will be quite high, so 700,000. So in this case B, because it better represented that plant. Let's see one more. We have a rabbit over here. Again, the one over here on the left is really bad. This one is better, and considering that the input only had hair to that side, I think that this is a clear winner between those two. So that was CSM Cube, one of the software that I mostly use, and I have a lot of content on my channel. So we have this, we see it on the bottom, quite poorly defined, this one as well. So overall I feel that both of these are quite bad, but I will go with the one on the left. So A is better, Real 3D and Spark 3D. So two new entries in for me, because I'm not familiar with those. Over here we have this one, so the one on the left and the one on the right. Clearly the one on the left is the winner, so Real 3D and Trellis. Trellis also a really good generative AI tool. We have the following armchair. So regarding the vertex count, quite even. If I'm gonna take a look over here at those sections for the armchair, it will look like that. Over here it added some elements, so since those were not visible, therefore in this case B will be better. Also take a look over here at this section, so B will be a lot better. Let's take a look at this butterfly, quite low poly, and now over here we only have some meshes, so some vertices, so B. Not sure exactly why it failed to generate that. We have the following furniture over here. So the one on the right is a lot cleaner, and we see how sharp this is defined. Over here on the top, it also added additional geometry, so it's not flat. This one is nice and flat at the top, so B. CSM, that is quite impressive. Now, let's take a look at the following one, because so in this case I see that okay, so it should load. It should go endless. So the more voting, the better we're gonna see which is the best generative AI tool. Let's take a look at this plant. So the one on the left in this case has overall the textures better, even though the green is better represented, but this is really low poly, and we have one leaf floating. Over here all the leaves are well defined, so A. Again, CSM in this case. I'm gonna do two more, and afterwards you're gonna check the leaderboards as of 6th of March. So we have a car. From my experience, I know that CSM is quite weak regarding car. So we see this doesn't even have symmetry. This one has only a small amount of vertex, but the model is a lot better defined for this pickup. So this will be B. So mesh former and strawberry, and let's see another one. We have a glass of beer in this case. I'm gonna check the profiles. So over here from the sides, we're gonna see that the one on the left will better represent that profile. We have that foam on the middle. So over here we have this a little better, but regarding the overall texture, here we have this darker section. But both models are, let's say, within the same, so I will just go with the one on the right because it has the foam at the top better defined, even though the texture over here is messed up. So this will be Trellis against CSM. And we have the following castle. This will be the last model. If I'm gonna zoom in over here, we're gonna see it will look like this. The one over here much better defined. We see those. We don't have the flags, so keep in mind that the one over here on the left, even though this is very low poly compared to this one, it has more flags. So over here only two were kept. But still, I will go with the one on the right because overall the shape of this is a lot better. Take a look at this top view. So this is a lot better defined, much more width to the model. So this is quite squished over here. In reality, a castle like this should have a larger profile, so B in this case. Now let's check a look. Let's check the leaderboard, and as we can see, we have the total number of votes for CSM, 1228, and this will be ranked 1. This is quite close to Trellis. So we see Trellis 3DGS over here, and afterwards Trellis, quite close. So we see the total number of votes, and still CSM is first on this. I'm really curious what will happen when we're going to see other tools. For example, I've started to use Viscom, and I'm really impressed with the output. And also Tripo, I don't see Tripo over here, and that is also a really powerful generative AI. So let me know in the comment section what is your favorite generative AI tool, and I will position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So I hope you enjoy this kind of content. Thanks for watching.